welcome to the first installment of Praxis Pods. We are the first small handful of students in Praxis Pro, the UAL level 4 performing arts course here at Uxbridge College. I am James Makepeace, and I'm joined by
Harley Moore
and
Tomás Ribeiro.
This first episode here will basically serve as a bit of an introduction to us, who we are, and a little bit about the course itself as well and our thoughts on it. Yeah. Is everyone ready?
Yeah, this is the most formal it's going to be for me.
I guess we are also gonna set what this podcast is gonna be about, like things that we're planning on doing, and
yeah, we aren't the only students, by the way. There will be this is the first in a little mini series of introductions. So the next podcast will feature an entirely new set of students, followed by another set and then another set. Now that we've all been introduced, let's start getting into the actual topics.
Okay, James.
I thought like we were the only three students. We've been all doing a three actor play all the time.
I mean, I think we could do it. I don't have no problem with that.
Next project.
Have to call the others. No, it's been a change of plans.
Yeah. Okay, so what's go, James? Lead. What's the conversation?
All right then. So let's start with you then, since you so graciously volunteered yourself.
Okay.
First of all, let's talk about yourself. Why acting?
How long is this podcast meant to be? Because I might be here for. I'm joking. Right. Okay. So, oh God, acting. Well, I mean, I don't know if you agree, but like when I was a kid, I liked playing pretend and having this wild imagination. And I think one of the first things, probably when my nan and granddad took me to see like Fine and Sam on stage at the Beck Theatre or something like that. I think that's one of the small triggers. But then as I grew older, I just fell in love with the programme Doctor Who, and I think that's one of the main reasons why I want to act and had an interest in the industry. But I feel like the official decision for me was when I was in high school and I did School of Rock the Musical, and it was the first main role I actually got. And then after doing that one performance, that you only do one sadly, but after that one performance, there's a particular moment where I finished the show and it was just a massive applause, and coming down and seeing my dad there in the hall and then him just hugging me, and then it was just like with the applause and that appreciation, it clicked. I was like, I want to do this for life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much me.
Tomás.
For me, like I come from a family who's like there's a lot of artists. I have a cousin, a professional singer. My dad used to sing and stuff, and I was introduced to performing arts quite early on. With first it was like music, singing, playing guitar, piano, drums. And then I thought like I did like end of year shows, like summer shows to like parents and stuff, and I always enjoyed those. And my dad would always tell me like, yo, you have whatever you do, you have to do it on stage. And I was like, okay, cool. Then like I came to London, by the way. Yeah, I am an immigrant.
Really?
Whoa, could you not tell?
No.
Yeah, so I came to England, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll just do music. I'll see where that leads me. But then like I didn't know what to do with music, because I'm like, when I thought of like, I don't know, having my songs or whatever and performing it, I never really made me feel like that's what I want to do. So, and then I also thought my singing voice is not all that good, or like it's not developed properly, and I don't know if that's what I want to do. So then I just took a year to first improve my English, and then to figure out what I want to do. Then I thought of like I looked at like courses here in the UK, and I saw performing arts, and I was like, wait, I can sing, act, and dance. Well, then let's do that.
You can dance?
Barely. But no, but I was like, well, at least that will teach me how to do all three things. Um, and I was one thought that came into my mind was like I hated school, like high school. All that process was a pain, and a lot of times I would like lie to my mom and be like, "Yo, I'm sick. I don't want to go to school." I think we all did
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit of that. And like my mom, like she's an intelligent woman. She's a nurse. Like she knows. And I was like, well, if I can trick my mom, if I can trick my mom, I can probably trick like a bunch of dummies.
The actors, the
Yeah.
greatest liars.
Yeah.
Nothing but professional lies, really.
Yeah.
So then I remember I came here and I was like just looking at the building and being inside the building, like I was like, okay, I feel safe here, and I I know what I'm doing here, and I know what I will do.
Mm.
So throwing the ball back to you, James.
Received. Right, there's actually a little bit of a story behind
Oh,
that
let's
one.
go. I'm
Yeah.
getting comfortable.
Yeah, pull out your drinks,
Yeah.
lads.
Right. Let's go.
So before it already started in junior school, and before that, I hadn't really had much of an interest in performing arts. So I remember before that, I'd actually wanted to be a zoologist. I thought, I think, but that kind of changed with year six, with our end of year performance that they did, that they would always do. And when it came to our year's turn to do it, I was off. I think we were doing something stupid called like the Dracula Rock Show or something. I've no idea where they found it, but yeah, we were doing the Dracula Rock Show, and I was offered one of the roles as like the scientist, because the main scientist character, because like back then like, I had the role of like the nerdy kind of smart kid
Yeah.
who read a lot. That was kind of like what I was known for, I guess. But I always turned it down because I was afraid that I would end up forgetting my lines on
Yeah.
the show, and I just like make an idiot out of myself in the night. So I turned it down in favor of the curtain puller, which was my first foray into the world of theatre. The curtain puller at the Dracula Rock Show. Not the most glamorous of starts, but you know.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you know. But so I was the curtain puller, and all throughout the performance, I was doing that throughout the rehearsals and all that, just sitting there off to the side, watching and listening to everyone else performing their lines. And then it came to the actual day where we were actually to put it on. And as I was sitting there, as the whole play was going on, watching them and waiting for my cues, I noticed that as it was going on, I noticed that I knew every single line that was he was about to say, not just his, but every single character's line. Just I had memorized the entire play, and I was a bit ticked. Like now that I knew that, wait, I had nothing to worry about. I could actually do that. I was like very annoyed at myself. Like I just wasted a great opportunity there. So when I went to high school the following year, I kind of made like a vow to myself to like almost redeem myself by auditioning for the next school production there. And it wasn't something that I don't think it was something that I intended to be a repeat thing. It was mostly just a way to like again make it up to myself. But so I auditioned and I was one of the ensemble, but it was Aladdin we were doing.
Yeah.
And the original person who played the genie had to drop out. And so the drama teacher, who was also the director, said, "Oh, James, I think you should be the genie." And I said, "Well, I'm not going to pass that up again." So
You play the genie, God.
Well, it wasn't the Robin Williams genie. It was like one guy called Ronnie who rhymed.
Ronnie.
Wait, hold on. So
Ronnie
you're
the
telling me you did a bootleg version of Aladdin?
Read
Just
what
what
you're
you're telling
telling
me.
I was Ronnie the genie.
Ronnie the Genie.
Yeah, I mean, at least he has a name. You know?
Fair enough.
But so I was the new Ronnie the genie.
Yep.
And it wasn't really like a moment, I think, but it was just like sometime along throughout the process, I realized that I had kind of like fallen in love, really.
Yeah.
And like by the end of the final performance, we were all standing there, the whole cast standing there. The audience was clapping. They had like confetti guns off to the side shooting. It was flying everywhere, and I just that feeling, the feeling. It's just that
yeah.
feeling
The
standing there,
appreciation,
and it was like, damn, this is good.
Yeah.
I want to do this again.
Yeah.
And that's kind of that kind of kickstarted the entire obsession with performing arts, I guess. That's where it all came.
Well, I will say I now kind of want a one-man show from James doing that one show where he learned all the lines.
I don't know if I know them all now.
I mean, go back to that. It's funny because like sometimes I find myself saying everybody else's lines except my own. And that's annoying. It's one of those things like, what's my line? Oh yeah, I know your line. But
Yeah, no, that job James doing a one-man show.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's just like you know how like there's that thing of like splitting like your body into like male and female or whatever, but like you just have like 5 different faces in your face.
and then he also does the curtains.
Just running off each time, pulling the curtains, putting them back again, dashing on. I'm already off. Why even do the curtains at that?
Do you have any other pointers?
So we've discussed how we've gotten into it. And what about our experiences before coming to colleges, like or outside of colleges? Does anyone have any of that?
In terms of performing arts, or just like life in general?
Performing, I guess.
Yeah. Like for example, me, I for a long time I was part of the Beck Youth Theatre.
How was that?
Yeah, it was really good. I joined very shortly after I got the bug for performing arts. It was just shortly after we performed it. And I told my dad that, I'm really into this. I want to do more stuff outside of school. And we started looking at a few different theatre companies. We found ourselves at the Beck, probably because it was quite close to the area where we lived. And I've ended up spending around 5 years there, and it was great. We did always musicals.
Yeah.
It was a very musical based thing, but it was just a lot of fun. Like probably the very first closest. It's an amateur theatre company for kids, but it was still run in an extremely professional manner. It gave I do think that it gave me a lot of experience and like kind of prepped me a bit for college in like giving me a bit of a taste in like how a professional environment is run. They had the full stage manager, dress runs, and all that. The curtain calls, costume fittings, all that stuff that you expect from a professional show. And I thankfully got to experience that pretty early on. So I'm always pretty grateful for that. I unfortunately did leave last year just to focus on college.
Makes sense.
But I do think that we ended on a pretty big, good bang.
Yeah.
The last show that I ended up doing was Thoroughly Modern Millie, where I played Bun Fu, the Chinese immigrant.
Lovely.
So, I'm not sure what exactly to call that, blackwashing or something. But,
well, James, cancelled.
So well, I guess we'll see that drag up again in 10 years. But any of you both have similar experiences to that?
I mean, I was in for like a year, I was in I think it was during year 1, I was in a drama club kind of thing. And we did like this short film along with a play, and we did that throughout the year. And then you could buy it on DVD, which I have. And yeah, that was fun, getting kind of like an amateur experience at a film set. Even though it was like most of it was in a hall and they filmed some stuff, and then sometimes we'd go outside and film the things. But yeah, it was a fun experience, even though it's kind of frustrating because it's all kids that probably are forced to do it because their parents force them to do it or stuff like that. But yeah, no, it was all right. And then I left because that same reason as you, James, like just college got in the way, and I was just got to focus on this more.
Uh, I actually never did drama before coming here. I
Mm.
mean, I did like those little like school plays, like
Yeah.
where like everyone's done ensemble.
Mhm.
But like the all I did was like yeah, singing like in front of people. So I had like um experience being on stage and performing in front of people. Um, the one memory that like will stick with me forever is like back in Portugal. Like we were doing like three of us were singing like a Portuguese medley of like old songs,
Mhm.
and because back then I already had like a quite deep voice, I sang whatever song, I forgot the name of the song now, but like I sang it like quite low, and then everyone started like I got like a standing ovation. I was like, oh my god, whoa!
So what you're saying is a deep voice is all it takes to get a standing ovation.
Yeah, I believe so.
Right, cool.
No, but like, and then my mom was in the audience, and like, she told me that like, someone like next to her was like, "God damn, this kid, whatever." And she was like, "It's my son." And I was like, "Okay." But yeah, it's just yeah. Before coming here, I didn't have any experience, and acting wise, and in our first performance when I was here in level two, um, people were like, "You never acted before?" What? And I was like, "Okay, I see. Okay, so,
Easy.
So do we? I just lied to you. That's all I did. That's all I did."
Deceived you all.
Well, this
My name-
explains where the big head came from.
Yeah. Well, but yeah. Anything else?
Yeah. So, subject of college is coming up a bit. How has that been like for you guys? Like the courses, not just this course, but also level. Well, I understand I only came in first year of level 3, but you told us you've been here for much longer. How has that overall
Can I
experience been
ask
for you?
the process of joining first and like
Joining.
the decision of coming?
So yeah, I did before coming here. I was doing ESOL back in like Hammersmith, and I was just looking through courses like on a website. I forgot what it was, and I was just like, yeah, I guess I'll go there. And then my mom and I came into the campus. First, we went to Uxbridge campus, thinking that that was the campus that we needed to go to. And then it was a rainy day. I was like, oh, okay. And then we were like, I was like half an hour late, and I was like, I'm here like all wet and stuff. And then I spoke with the tutors, and it was I don't know, it was very relaxed. And I think because also I didn't I didn't do an audition because I ended up going to level 2. Um, but we just had like a really good interview, a really good conversation on like what I was looking for and what they were offering, I guess. And it I think I after they saw me perform in like in rehearsals, they thought of putting me up to a level 3 or 1. But because of my qualifications, they kept me at level 2. And I think that that was like a really good decision because I don't think at the time I was prepared to be in level 3, so I had a lot to learn. Um, but yeah, being here in college, before coming here, I didn't really have any friends in the country because I had only been here for like 2 years, and I made I made the decision of not making any friends because I was like, okay, I'm not gonna see any of you after like the
I'm too cool for you guys.
no, that wasn't it because like I came to the country and I went to year 11 and I knew, okay, after year 11 I'm not going to see any of you,
Yeah,
so there's no point.
Fair enough.
And then I was like, oh, I'm going to go to ESOL, and ESOL is just a 1 year course. So I was like, well, I'm not going to see you as well, so I'm not going to get attached. So I was like, okay, when I came here in level 2, I'm going to make friends. I'm going to make so many friends. It's going to be crazy. Then
You're still a loner, so I mean,
Very enlightening this session has been.
but now, like, I mean, like level 2, like I managed to make a lot of friends, and it was like, it was really heartwarming being able to work in the thing that I finally love, like after what 15 or 16 years of doing things that I didn't care for, and finally being able to like it's the thing. In the beginning, I said that like I would ditch school and stuff.
Mhm.
Here, I make the point to not ditch school. Like if before Corona was a thing,
Yeah.
even if I was almost dying, I'll be here. I'll like, hey guys,
Yeah.
what's up? And yeah, that's I guess that's my story. And now now in year one with you guys joining and more people joining, just seeing more passionate people wanting and having the hunger to do this professionally. It's just really what makes me want to come here every single day. So yeah.
Harley?
Cool. Okay. So I'm going to be honest. Where I was very late to deciding where I wanted to go after high school on GCSEs, and it's kind of the similar thing of there. And the main goal was to find a performing arts course, but I didn't actually go to many open evenings to different schools. I think I went to Bishop's Holt, and that was it. And then Uxbridge College just to see if there's a different course, just in case I could find a performing arts one. And I came here, and then I was just set here just because it's close, it's an easy journey. And I was like, yeah, this seems like a nice place. Like seeing like the year ones that when looking at them when they were performing, when we were just mere peasants to them. And their chemistry and stuff. It was nice. And unfortunately, I didn't go to any shows, but I attended the workshop, and Anna held that, and that was fun. We like did some scripts, and then we had to like defer the lines and make our own like improv kind of thing. So that was fun, and like meeting the year ones there as well personally, and like talking to them. And then I had an interview with Rob straight after school. I can't remember what I did, but I rushed to college by myself in my school uniform, just looking like a lemon, like a lost sheep in this college, waiting in the refectory, like, oh, am I meant to be here? And then seeing Rob come, it's like, yo, and then doing the speech, and I did the monologue from School of Rock because that was the only thing that I knew and was confident in. And then yeah, he just, I think the thing that sold it was just, yeah, I want you. And I was like, oh, he wants me.
Yeah, in case it wasn't clear, Anna and Rob are tutors.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, should make that clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, I guess. But yeah, and then decided to come here, and yeah, it's been great. It's been great. Just not to go into too much detail yet, but yes, before come joining.
Yeah. So, what about you, James?
Yeah. So, can't lie, I actually don't think I knew Uxbridge College even existed before I made my GCSEs. Throughout year 11, I had intended to go to a sixth form college called St. Dominic's in Harrow on the Hill. I'd been planning on studying drama there, as well as philosophy, politics, all that stuff there. That was my intention. I didn't really know all that much, to be honest, about stuff like courses like this, or even like drama schools or stuff like that. I thought university, sixth form university was the only really route that was there. And when my GCSE results came in, although I passed them all, I didn't have the necessary grades to get into Harrow. They weren't that high enough, and I was really, really crushed because I had really placed my hopes in getting there. And I was terrified that I would end up having to go to the sixth form at my school, which didn't do a lot of the subjects that I wanted, including drama. And it's also a case of, just wanting, to move on, a fresh start and all that. And I was worried that I would end up stuck there for another 2 years. But my dad, the hero that he is, he got to researching and looking, and somehow ended up finding Uxbridge College, the course there. that same day, while I was still moping about and feeling sorry for myself, he took me all the way to the campus
Yeah.
in Uxbridge,
Yeah.
and we met Anna and Rob there, and we talked about. They talked us about the course and what it was like and what to expect from it, and it sounded, from what I heard, it sounded pretty good.
Mm.
Focused exclusively on performing arts. It did require me to focus, as I said, exclusively on that and not really have too much of a backup. But at that point, I was just really desperate to just try it. Just like, I want to do it more than anything. So I went through. I went to him like a few days afterwards. My audition really consisted of me just showing him videos of stuff that I had done, like my speech in the Jack Petchy Speak Out Challenge. I showed him that. I also brought a DVD of one of my Beck performances. I ended up not showing him that. He just saw the Speak Out thing. He said, "Yeah, all right, cool, you're in."
Yeah.
I showed up in September, not really knowing what to kind of expect. But I think it's worked out magnificently. Like that first term, just that first term alone, I learned and I grew so much purely by being in a much more intensive environment, surrounded by people who were just equally as passionate as me. Because in high school, you can sometimes end up with people who pick drama because they think, oh, it's a bit of an easy course, acting, how hard can it be?
Just say lines, bro.
Yeah. But no, it did take me a while to snap out of that high school mentality and really like appreciate I was different. But no, like, it's just great.
Yeah.
I've grown, grew so much as a performer this past 2 years, and again, I can see the same thing happening with this level 4 course, which again, in a repeat of 2 years earlier, I wasn't originally going to do. But Rob talked to me and he kind of convinced me to end up going back to this level 4 course. And given everything in the world going on right now, it again has turned into a bit of a blessing in disguise, really, in hindsight, really, because we're able to continue to relatively normally carry on rehearsing and performing, whereas in most universities and drama schools, everything's done online.
Yeah. Just a little time check. I don't know if
That's fine.
we're fine. So yeah, let's just make clear. If you're listening to this and you're thinking about coming here, the campus is in Hayes, not Uxbridge.
As many people have made mistakes.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this, you want to come study, you just want to know where the campus is. Well, when you come and watch the show, it's in Hayes, not in Uxbridge. It's happened many times. You had to delay shows because someone went to Uxbridge instead of Hayes. So yeah.
Glad we've established that right out of the gate.
Oh man.
Should we talk about like what this podcast is going to be like?
Sure.
In the future, like things like so in the next few podcasts, we're going to have the rest of the level 4s kind of having a similar podcast as this one, introducing themselves, talking about themselves and their experiences. Then we might talk with and about our tutors, trying to like introduce themselves as well. Then we had like other silly plans, like doing improv acting games and doing script like reading and just talking about silly little things. So many possibilities. We are thinking of doing this like bi-weekly. We obviously we're also studying and we are at the end of the day uni students. So if it misses like by a week or whatever, please bear with us. But I don't know if there's anything. Oh, also, this might be uploaded on YouTube as well.
Yeah, it will be.
And you might recognize some of these voices from like the interviews.
Go check them out.
And and maybe the next few interviews might be
done on this podcast. Yeah.
So I think
just I have one last thing.
That's fine.
Just to like wrap us all up, I
Yeah.
guess. Let's talk about our future.
Oh God.
Scary thoughts, I know.
Oh.
But yeah, what do we want? I suppose what are we trying to gain from this course? And afterwards, what do we want to do with our career? What are our ambitions, let's say?
I guess assuming that the world's not going to end.
Yeah, fingers crossed, you know.
Like I one of my biggest challenges have been like my voice and like how I use my voice and my accents and stuff. Um, so I know throughout the years I've improved that and I've worked on that with help of Rob and Anno with constant feedback. So again, if you're if you're listening to this and you have an accent that you're insecure about, but you do want to do acting, um, obviously Robin and I are not going to do the work for you. At the end of the day, you have to be the one with the initiative, but they will assist you. Anyway, uh, I I plan on going hopefully to a university and drama school, and I know I'll like doing this course will prepare me to do so. Um, and I hopefully just get a job and get and make money.
It's the end goal, really, for everyone, isn't it?
No, but I seriously, in a serious note, like I want to do things that I'm passionate about and that means something to me or and other people.
You're quite gotten into directing, aren't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's all. Yeah, that's something else that we've been doing, and I because of my accent, I've been like, maybe if acting doesn't work, maybe directing might be might be something that works. And obviously, I'm still struggling. Um, I'm still figuring out my how I direct and
Your style.
what my vision is for things. But we I think all of us are stepping out like in different things. You Harley also doing directing, and you James are stepping more into um, writing and doing like not monologues but like script writing and stuff. And we're getting feedback from our tutors, and I guess with that we'll just I guess develop. Yeah.
Harley, you?
Yeah, me. I mean, just the end goal really is to be on TV or film or theatre. Really, it's just acting, anything acting. That's the shortest expression. But yeah, just try not to. I don't want to do something that is boring. You know, want to wake up every day saying, "Yeah, let's do this today, and do that," and
Well, we're excited for your job.
And just like, and the thing with acting is you could play many jobs. You can pretend to be a doctor, to be whatever. So in hindsight, you get an insight, hopefully, on all the jobs possibilities in the parts you get. So yeah, I mean, that's the end goal, and just enjoy it whilst it lasts.
Yeah. As Tomas mentioned a little bit earlier, well, a special bit of an interest in mine is writing. And this course, I really have been able to flex that bit of me and really get my first real taste of a good experience, I'd say. The current project that we're doing is a devised semi-original script that we're doing. We're pulling together works from a bunch of different playwrights, in addition to original scenes written by yours truly. This has probably been the highest level to the stuff that my highest level that my stuff has been performed at, and I'm really excited to it. I've learned a surprising amount, given the short amount of time, about writing. Not only thanks to the interviews that we'll be doing, but also just again with the feedback I'm doing and the scripts and the people that we're working with. It's just very exciting. Yeah, I think I might be leaning more into script writing in the future. That's actually something that I've realized this term, how scripts are actually kind of easier to do than books.
But does it feel more? Do you feel like motivates you more to do script writing rather than actual like stories?
I mean, I'm still very passionate about traditional books. I like
Yeah.
ideas of that, but I feel like scripts might be easier purely because you don't have to describe much. It's
Yeah.
a purely matter of
I
that.
think that's one of the things
You
describing
you,
things.
you can
is really
focus.
hard.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you could with our scripts, you can focus a bit more on dialogue and say, "Oh,
And
I'll leave the
characters.
visual
Visual
stuff to
stuff.
someone else. That's someone else's
Yeah.
problem."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's very exciting. Yeah, I can't wait to see where that leads.
Mm.
When it comes to acting, I'm also recently I've become quite passionate about voice acting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is part of the reason why I'm quite excited to see where this
Yeah.
goes, this whole podcast thing goes. But yeah, voice acting is something I've become quite passionate about since starting. And just the idea of just the image of being like in a booth, just
Yeah.
using your voice to portray like completely different characters, like similar to other forms of acting.
Yeah.
But and I've always been told that my voice is one of my biggest strengths as an actor, and yeah, I think it will be really fun to lean very heavily into that. You do mention the both of you have been talking about directing,
Yeah.
and although I'm not as big into that, I still very much do see the appeal.
Mhm.
I do wonder though if I just don't think that theatre one of the
Yeah.
I was wondering if you know that. What I'm thinking about talking about with you, the differences between directing theatre and directing something else, like say film.
Yeah.
Because last weekend I was watching the newest Steve McQueen film.
Yeah.
Um, The Mangrove, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it's called. It's part of his like new series,
Mhm.
and I remember watching that, and I was thinking, oh, his directing style. It's
Yeah.
just, it's something that you can't help but feel like inspired by it. And I
Mm.
think, like, oh, I want to do something like the shots that he
Yeah.
does, the long stills, the very big focuses on like building silence and like
Yeah.
tension. Something that we're leaning quite heavily into in ours. Now, I'm just wondering what you think about like the differences between like directing in theatre and directing in film.
I mean, with film and TV, you can experiment with so much more with like
Mm.
wide angles and like close-ups and that
Mm.
stuff. But with the theatre, it's just a stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just there is a huge difference, obviously. But then it's hard for like say an example is when Macbeth. I remember when you and Matthew were doing the Macduff and Macbeth fight, and you were doing everything very close up
Yeah.
and doing it very film styles. And Rob said that you need to space it out because you're doing theatre, not film.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to switch from that mindset as well.
Yeah.
And like, because everyone watches film and TV, so you always go
More
to that.
accessible.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that it's tricky.
But I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think directing theatre requires maybe more creativity or more problem solving.
I think, yeah, I'd agree.
Because I've been recently thinking about like our next project and like
Yes.
how I'm gonna do the staging or blocking or whatever, and especially in student productions where obviously it's very low budget and like we have and if we're influenced by production like from the National Theatre or whatever it might be, like we have to be able to deal with that.
And of course, the nature of theatre being a live
Yeah.
performance,
A live
comes
performance.
with its own
completely
different host of problems that television and film just doesn't have at all.
Yeah, and for like in the theater, you do not control where the audience looks.
Yes.
And it does require creativity because like if you have a boring set or a boring staging, like there's nothing for the audience to look at. But obviously you can trick them into looking somewhere with lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But with film and TV, obviously they're looking at whatever it's showing them in on the camera. Obviously, you can have Easter eggs and little
Hidden
tiny
things,
hidden things.
Yeah.
But yeah, and on stage it's just it's just the raw feeling of things, I guess. That even with a recording of a theater production, even that it is a bit like it takes it away.
Yeah.
Something's lost.
Yeah.
Something is lost,
Yeah.
and that is something that we're gonna have to do with the project that you were talking about earlier, which is gonna be on the 10th of December.
By the way.
Yeah, by the way, and we're gonna have to live stream it, and it's gonna be recorded, and like we and I'm assuming other theaters are doing their best to
Adjust to this strange new times that we find ourselves in.
Yeah, it's good. It's odd because, like, thinking about it, like, with the audience not there and with certain reactions, it might not feed well into like, say, like an applause if something good happened, or even a laughter to something funny. That's not there, then I don't think the feeling would be the same.
Yeah, like
for the actors, or even the audience, because sometimes audience feels feels the need to laugh because they hear everyone else laugh, or they feel the need to cheer because they hear everyone else cheer. And I mean, the way that we're doing it is that we are lucky that we have students
who are students who are part of a in the lower levels of our course,
and still a part of our bubble.
Yeah, who will hopefully be able to come and provide a sort of audience for us. Yeah, we were thankfully able to do that for our Shakespeare projects earlier this year.
Yeah,
but
that was still this year.
Yeah,
oh my God.
I know it feels like an eternity ago.
It's just thinking. I don't know if you've like. I don't take you for like football fans, neither am I. But like seeing like the sports and like having the empty stadium. And then having like fake cheering, I just find that hilarious.
I used to be a fan of WWE. So like I follow them like on social media and stuff. Sometimes I see like clips on Twitter or like whatever, and
all the shots of the empty seat. It's just the wrestlers there,
or like they now have like a little bit of an audience,
like small pockets.
But you just like. And it's regular like WWE that they smack talk to each other, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Dan, you're going down," and then it's just like, "Woo, yeah."
I wonder how hard it must be now if it's.
Yeah, you go and you tell them.
It must be hard.
And you know how like in football, they score a goal and they're like.
Okay, it must not be the same.
No, because a lot of those things, like the energy coming off the crowd is a major factor in a lot of it. Like you talk about like wrestling and football and theatre as well.
Yeah,
like we were watching the live recording of One Man Two Governors yesterday, and that's a comedy, and a big part of a comedy is hearing people laugh.
Yeah,
and. Yeah, I imagine that would have been like a bit off-putting, not only for us watching. If the audience hadn't been there, it would have been like a bit off-putting, not only for us watching it because it feels weird not hearing it laugh, but also for the actors as well.
They can't play off it.
It's the thing, like when even like right here, if I tell a joke, if I say something funny, and then like you guys just stay quiet, it just feels awkward. And it's just like what do you call a man with the Roberto? But imagine if you didn't laugh. Imagine.
It's just like I don't know about you, but I don't know. For me, I feed off the audience reaction. Like for especially like comedy and laughter, you can play on that.
It's especially important.
Yeah.
For things like comedy.
Yeah. I remember we did one show on What the Lovely War, and in the very last one, I think it was, for some reason, no one was reacting.
Yeah.
I forgot what was the reason. Like everyone was very quiet. There was like one scene where we did. It was the sergeant scene with Matthew. That like someone just like, ha! Sorry if that was too loud in the audio, but like
you could just see the massive spike.
But no, it's just.
Long story short, we love the audience.
Yes, the audience is the big factor, and we do it for the audience as well.
Yes.
Because
there's no point in doing it if no one comes to see it.
And I guess there's a line in our show where Holly says, "Oh, if there's no one else wants it."
Yeah. I didn't actually think about that. Yeah.
Oh, we're allowed to say the entire full line on that.
No. You have to come and see the show.
Yeah,
that'll be streamed on our YouTube and our Facebook or one of the two.
Instagram.
Yeah. We don't. We're not sure on how long this was. Hopefully, it wasn't too long.
That's whatever.
But Yeah, this was. I'm sure I can speak for all of us when I say it was very fun to do.
Yeah, it was. No, it was great to chat to you chaps.
Yeah,
And-
not that you don't do that anyway.
Yeah, I
but-
know, but like, on a-
Yeah.
We might come back with different
Yeah,
groups, and
yeah.
like not
Yeah.
the three of us, but other ones. But yeah, I guess just to finish off, I guess we will just promote our show.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Promote our new show, Ashes. It will be performed on December the 10th. And although it is very unlikely that you'll be able to see it in person, you will still be able to view it on stream, on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, all that.
We're
Those
still
platforms.
working on
Yeah.
how we're gonna do it,
Yeah.
but
But if you follow the Facebook and the Instagram, it will keep you updated.
Yeah.
On
We-
we are also running the social media, so
Yes.
some of the posts, it's usually me. Yeah, we update on like, oh, this is how we're gonna do it, and here's
Yeah.
where you can find it. So yeah, make sure to follow Praxis at Praxis.
Go on, you can do it. Oh,
Well,
Come on.
well, I got it.
He's got it, he's got it, he's got it.
I got it. Wait,
Mr.
hold on.
Media, Mr.
Okay,
Oh.
follow Praxis at Praxis Performing. Why doesn't it show the whole name? Praxis Performing Arts Uxbridge.
Our
That's-
media person, everyone.
Yes,
Yeah.
so professional.
And so that's on Instagram, Praxis Performing Arts Uxbridge, and on Facebook it's Praxis Performing Arts.
Lovely stuff.
And if no one has anything else to say,
No.
then thank you for listening.
Yep.
And I hope you'll be around to hear the rest of our class introduce themselves in the following episodes.
Yes, more to come in the near future.
Let's come up with a catchphrase. All of us at the same time. So.
Praxis makes
magnificence.
magnificence.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.